Hi, welcome back. This is probably quite a quick video. I've got this Brother label printer which was working, and I tried to sell it, and the guy said it didn't work, so that's a bit odd. It came back and the power supply was completely ruined. Now I know it worked, it was working for ages, it's actually been really useful, but now it doesn't work, the power supply at least. So I'm not sure what happened when it made it to wherever it went to. So I'm thinking I need to test it. So to test it, I thought I'd go proper retro. So this thing here is actually a tune-up analyzer. So this thing is designed to do tachometer and dwell readings with a strobe, a probe. So you stick it on for an old school car, and you specify whether it's 4 or 6 cylinder and whatever. Well, I'm not really going to do that anytime soon. It was from my dad, so I had no use for it. So anyway, what I decided to do, we'll just basically change the leads and convert it to a test meter. Actually, it works really nicely. So, you know, it does ohms, amps and volts, and it's, you know, it's very simple, but I love the form factor of it. It's actually really nice. Anyway, so I digress. It is a 25 volt power supply requirement, which is a little odd. So I've got a cable here which does fit. I've got a 24 volt power supply. Unfortunately the rating is a bit low, but we'll see. I think first off, if I hook it up to my bench power supply, then I can hopefully test and see what's going on. So this will be the negative. So that one there is negative. So if I find my jumper leads for the power supply, I'm going to plug these in to my bench power supply. It's currently set to 12 volts, but I'm going to crank that up, but limit the current. Whoops. And we'll see whether the thing shed loads of current and there's a fault with it. I don't know. It's annoying because it was working fine, but when you sell stuff, especially on eBay, because of course you don't see it being used or anything like that, you have no idea what actually happened the other side, as it were. So let's turn the voltage up to 25. Okay, it's actually a handy little logo. There's 25 volt DC, 3.6 amps. It's quite a lot of power. So let's plug it in and see what happens. It's drawing very little power actually. So what is that? It's 1 watt. So at the moment it's next to nothing. So there is, I think, a self-test. Hang on there. Let's do that. Eco charging, print density. Oh god. Template settings, information. Okay, print, there we go, print configuration. I'm not sure whether this label is going to work. Let's just print the printer settings. There we go, start. Waiting. It goes up to half an amp. Works perfectly. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it says 200 milliamps is what it gets up to. Oh, it's still going. Works fine. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening to that. It seems to be absolutely perfect, which is good news, I suppose. It's better than it just being, you know, dead. But you know, or whether there was a fault on here which caused the power supply to go wrong. This is the one I have. It's actually from an old Kodak printer. It's as I say, 24 volts, 2.2 amps. So it's not really. I don't think it's going to be up to the job. Let's just turn the voltage down. 20, what was that? 24 volts. And we'll limit the current as well. There we go. Let's try that again. So it seems to start on 24 volts, so it might work. I mean, that seemed to be taking 200, well, half an amp maximum. So 3.8. I suppose when you look at the back of it, there's quite a lot of expansion ports. We've got USB, you've got a network port, there's Type A USB, so there's a lot going on, and then maybe 3.8 amps. That's a lot of power. Anyway, so I think the next step is if I rig this thing up, and then we'll test it with that, because obviously I don't want to use my bench power supply, and we'll see what happens. Right. So that's one of those jacks there. So let's unplug this. I need to look at the polarity on that one. Okay. Unfortunately, this plug doesn't work. The barrel jack is very large on there, so I'm going to have to hack this off, which is I don't like, but at the moment I've got no use for this, and this doesn't work, so I've got to do something. Okay, let me find a power connector. There's the, oh, it's got very messy. Where's the test leads? Okay, so we're on 24 volts. Oh, blimey. What's the, of course, this only goes up to 16 volts. So I can't use that. So it is actually quite limited. All right, okay. Well, that's the. Should have double checked that. All right. Okay. It's still funky looking. Let's get my other test meter in and see. It's more than 16 volts, so that's. I guess that's encouraging. All right. Set that to 200. Almost 25 there, but obviously it's not loaded, so that's interesting. So that is the central one there. Let's get, I don't think, because it's red, this is supposed to be negative, but I don't think because it's red it's going to matter, is it? Are the electrons going to care? I hope not. It's not actually going to fit though. That's better. Let's move these out of the way a minute so I don't get confused. Let's have a look at what's going on here. Yeah, that's negative. Maybe that didn't actually make connection. There we go. Didn't make connection properly. Alright, well that's kind of works. So if we go to menu, go down to, where was it again? Information. Okay, we want to print the configuration, print the usage, or should we do print the usage log? Well, I don't know how much it's going to be. Can't screw it. That works. We turn that off. We don't need it all. That's really good. Okay, so the next thing is to turn this off. Is to basically hack this end off, use some shrink wrap, and then get this back up and running. Very, very cool. It's really, really useful for printing labels and stuff. You just push the button and it's done, and you know you've got all that malarkey. You haven't got to worry about flipping tape and all that sort of stuff. It's a bit indulgent, maybe, but it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing, and it presents as a network device, so it's quite easy to address. Awesome. That's the result. Well, there it is. Very, very simple job. A little bit of heat shrink, and yeah, it gives me a lot of pleasure, to be honest, because that's broken, that's useless. Combine the two, you have something that actually is fixed. Cheap and cool. Well, there it is. A very, very simple job. A little bit of heat shrink, and yeah, it gives me a lot of pleasure, to be honest, because that's broken, that's useless. Combine the two, you have something that actually is fixed. Cheap and cool.